What's up guys, it's Amanda here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy Artsy Fartsy Friday and happy MerMay. I don't know how many of you are participating in MerMay this year, but I'm happy that I'm able to contribute at least a little bit to this drawing event. I haven't been drawing mermaids every single day, but I have drawn a couple throughout the month, and I did want to make the time to devote a full color illustration to the cause. I love seeing all the mermaids on my Instagram and my Twitter. I think it's so fun, and I think that this event really brings the art communities together, and that's a lot of fun to witness. So I asked you guys on my Instagram story what kind of mermaid I should draw for this illustration, and I did get one suggestion that said I should draw a native mermaid, and I thought that was a really neat idea. So I kind of took that concept, sketched a few ideas out in my sketchbook, and then came to this idea, which I actually colored on a live stream, and that's why a little bit of the coloring was done when the video started. It was because I forgot to press record, which happens more often than not. And I had a very clear color scheme in mind for the mermaid herself. I wanted to do like these yellow golden tones, and I knew I wanted to contrast that with a blue background, but when I got onto the actual piece of paper and everything was laid out, it just felt kind of empty. So it was cool that I was doing this on a live stream because I got to kind of talk with the chat, and they gave me a lot of ideas, and we really kind of brought together a cohesive story for this character, and that helped a lot with the illustration. So thank you guys who were in the live stream, because that was a lot of fun for me, and hopefully it was fun for you guys too. So the story behind this mermaid is that she is sort of a coral reef guardian. She's the protector of the reef, the protector of life under the ocean. So she's in charge of, you know, preserving nature and life underwater. And that role of being like the guardian and the protector and the preserver of nature was what really kind of stuck with me when I was thinking about this idea of a native mermaid, because in a lot of Native American cultures, preserving like Mother Nature is a really important aspect of that. And I grew up in an area where there are a lot of native tribes around me, so you kind of just like pick up on this stuff a little bit, and you hear stories growing up. And so that was really what I wanted to try and bring into this piece in particular. Now, I did kind of shy away from using symbols that were too specifically associated with one tribe or another, just because I wasn't confident enough that I, knew about those symbols and the meanings, and I didn't want to be disrespectful. So it may be a little bit simple in that regard, but I am really happy with, I think, what I was able to achieve here. The background was a lot of fun. Somebody suggested that I have like a beam of light hitting her, and I thought that really added a lot of visual interest. It's funny because the final illustration actually ended up looking a lot different than what I had anticipated. It was a lot brighter and more colorful, and I think that that's really fun, and I have the chat to thank for that, because I think they really helped with the background in particular when it came to this piece. So again, thank you guys for participating in the chat. That's always the best part about live streams, guys, is like the chat participation. And when I'm working on my illustrations, I do depend on you guys every now and again to give me ideas and kind of help me shape my illustrations into stronger, more cohesive ideas. So if you haven't attended an Amanda Elise live stream, highly recommend it. I'm doing them on Wednesdays now, and I will be doing them every Wednesday for the rest of May, and then I will kind of adjust my schedule as I see fit. But yeah, you guys should definitely come and hang out, because they're a lot of fun. All the links and more information about my live streams are down below. But this is my official MerMay contribution, and what's cool, and a lot of the common symbols that I see with these mermaids are, they have these kind of beautiful fins, and they have this long flowing hair, and I was trying to think of how I could shape these elements to fit a more native aesthetic. And so one of the things that I did was I made sure that her skin tone was a little bit darker, just because that is a little bit more typical, and I wanted to make sure that she had this very rich dark brown, almost black hair, because that is also very typical, and that it wasn't like wavy or curly necessarily, because that's not typically what I think of. So I really liked the way that her colors turned out, and then when it came to the actual fin itself, I gave it almost more of like a scaly, like a dragon kind of scale texture, rather than like your typical fish scales. And I think that really adds to like this powerful energy that she has about her, and combined with the color scheme, because they just kind of really resonate with one another. And then for the end of her tail, rather than having like the two typical fins that kind of split off, I kind of did like this design that was based on a feather, and I think that was kind of cool, and it's also more sharp and angular, which I think fits the whole piece. And as you can tell at this point, she's shooting a bow and an arrow. Don't hound on me too much about the posing and the accuracy there because I've never shot a bow, and I did try and look up some reference, and then I realized actually that I had forgotten to draw the arrow in my actual sketch, so I had to sort that out sort of free-handed. And another fun thing about this piece was that I added a lot of gold elements, and that was really cool because it just, when you see the piece in person, it's so much more alive than it is in just the video, because the metallic doesn't really pick up that well on video, especially on my webcam, because you guys know how I feel about my webcam. It's not that great. The exposure's really bad. But the gold was really the finishing touch on this piece, and it really just kind of brought the whole thing together. And I added the gold by using a gold gel pen that I have, and I also have some gold ink that I dipped into with a brush and then created this whole border, which was also really cool. So the scales, the jewelry, the bow and the arrow, and then the border are all metallic. So that's a lot of fun, and I am going to be selling this piece in my online store, so if you guys want to check out my store Envy, you can follow the direct link down below or at the end of this video so you can check it out, and it will be available for sale. Unfortunately, I don't have prints available right now. A couple of people were asking about that in the live stream, but I will have a high resolution scan of it saved for when I do order my next batch of prints. And really, when I order my next batch of prints is going to kind of depend on you guys, because I have so many prints left over from my past 2 conventions that I can't justify ordering more prints. I just don't have the space, and I know I'm going to be moving pretty soon, so I'm really trying to get rid of my current stock before I order prints of my newer artwork. So it won't be for a little while, but yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of the stock that I have. But you can buy the original, and then when I do have the time to order more prints, this could be one of them. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of the video. Here's a look at the finished piece. I hope you guys liked it. If you like my videos, it would mean a lot to me if you subscribed. Also, check out my featured artist for this video, and I will see you guys next week with some brand new videos. Bye!